see your movement, even though there's a little bit of setback with the corona. We see that, yeah, making all these positive moves, trying to help people out, helping families, helping the vulnerable ones to get
Yeah.
food, in your
All right,
community.
JD, don't jump the gun. Don't jump the gun.
Extending that reach out,
Do not don't don't jump the gun.
No, let's take it
JD drop.
easy.
Yes. How you gonna say hail you like that? So, all right. All jokes aside, we're vibing out. You're tuning into the Afro Show, and we're vibing out with our brother Lamboginny. Lamboginny, give us a brief bio. Tell us what makes Lamboginny tick. Who is Lamboginny?
Well, Lamboginny is a Afro Dancehall artist born and raised in Nigeria.
Shout out to my Niger massive.
Yes, you already know Lagos. Lagos in the building. So basically, I'm a Nigerian citizen. Started off doing music in Lagos, Nigeria. Started off doing my my prison project in Lagos, Nigeria. Went to school in Nigeria. Basically, anything you can. I had my first jollof rice in Nigeria. All
right, yes,
that's basically who I am. I'm an Afro dancehall artist,
so
trying to use music, to bring message of hope to the world.
Yes, and you're definitely doing a good job so far. In my opinion, I'm not trying to gas you up or anything, but we've listened to your music. We follow you on all your social media platforms, and we see the great work that you're doing.
Thank you.
In our communities, communities for of people of color, and what can I say? Bless our brother. Like, so proud of you.
Thank you, brother.
All right, so let's get beyond that. You started off as an artist, and you kind of worked your way into the prison reform system.
Yeah.
How does that happen? Talk me through that transition.
Well, it's a transition that started as a wishful thinking 10 years ago. I started off by, I just wanted my life to have a bigger purpose, and when God laid it in my heart to start visiting the prison, I was pretty young, I was about 23 years old.
This started in Nigeria?
Yes, in Nigeria, in Lagos, Nigeria.
We'll get back to that, but go ahead.
Yeah. And so I started initially just going into the prison just to organize concerts, perform for the inmates, give them food and clothes, and go home. But 3 years into that, I discovered that there were a lot of things that were wrong. A lot of inmates were suffering. A lot of inmates were awaiting trial. And that's how I became, an advocate, for prison reform. Because then it was almost like, it's not about just coming here to perform and give these guys food, but how can I help them, get freedom? How can I help the innocent ones among them? How can I help protect their human rights?
And I guarantee you there are tons of innocent ones in the Nigerian prison system. But we'll touch base back on that.
Yeah, thousands of them. So basically that's how the transition. And I think I am even still, I'm still in the process of, understanding it, because it's like I'm learning on it. It's not something I thought I would go into when I was much younger, but I'm doing it now. Did it for several years in Nigeria, being able to start it in the UK, and I've started it here in America. So it's like a continuous, process. But above all, I'm just grateful to God that I'm able to use my talent, my platform, my voice, to uplift the voiceless members of the society.
Yeah, we definitely, again, appreciate the work you're doing, and bless you as much as we can with the little we have. So
Thank you.
let's backtrack a bit. So this was the Nigerian prison system, and growing up in Nigeria, I spent most of my formative years in Nigeria, and I know what like a regular police cell is.
Looks like.
I not even just looks like, I've experienced it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying I'm a bad guy, so this one where they see your eye, they light up.
No, it's okay.
Okay, so I've experienced it personally, and it is nothing nice. And the best way I can kind of give people a visual of what it looks like is what the show Prison Break, and when he was in Mexico or wherever, Southern America, like the kind of conditions they lived in.
Yeah,
that's your typical Nigerian holding cell, not even prison, just your holding cell. But you did that, you overcame that, and you decided to take it a step further. Like, was there ever any point where you feared for your safety and your life?
When I started initially, I felt because I've never even been to that holding cell, never been to the prison for any offense before. So the first time I walked into the prison, it was a mixture of shock, uncertainty. Would they hurt me? You're looking at like close to like almost 3,000 men in front of you. It was all mixed feelings, But then the moment I was able to settle down amongst them, they saw that, okay, this guy is for us, He came here truly, genuinely to support us. I started feeling at home, but then, it's not even, when I say feeling at home, like I felt a little bit secured, but the truth is the condition that most of these inmates sleep, that's why I did a song about it, human being sardine, That's how bad it is, In fact, I don't wish it for my enemy, that's just the big truth, because most of the cells, we have cells that were originally built to house 40 inmates. Now imagine 150 people in that cell.
Wow.
Imagine 90 people in that cell. Imagine 120 people in that cell. And it's not like it's just one time. It's like that, like continuously. It has been like that for years. So it's like modern day slavery, almost like.
It is. I absolutely agree.
It's like modern day slavery, sincerely.
And in your experience and your travels, was this synonymous with just Lagos prisons or just prisons generally all over Nigeria?
So with my experience, it's almost like saying 80% of the prisons are like that.
Wow.
So that's a big number. You get the remaining 20 that are not like that, they're just very few. Like in Lagos State, there are 5 prisons. Out of the 5 prisons, 3 are congested. Before, it used to be the entire 5 congested, but currently female prison is, at least not that bad. And when I tell you not that bad, it doesn't mean that an inmate has a room to themselves, that's not it. But it's not as bad as, the other ones.
The male prisons, okay.
Yeah. Port Harcourt prison was built for 800 capacity. As I'm talking to you, Port Harcourt is locking 4,000 plus.
Wow.
So where do you start from? So it's crazy, It's crazy. But when I left Nigeria, the first time I got into the prison in the UK, me and teaching a governor office I did, I swear to God.
Wow.
That's how different it is.
Wow,
like,
day and night.
I thought I was in a governor's office. I was like, man. And that was my first time out of Africa, So I felt like I was dreaming. The food, the clothes, even the inmates, their clothes, their environment, their gym, everything was just different. And so far, the prisons I've visited in America, the same thing, So I'm hoping and praying that Nigerian facilities will even come close in the nearest future, But it's heartbreaking, and that's why we would not stop speaking up. We will not stop fighting until the narrative is changed.
Yeah. So, I mean, and you don't have to have a right or wrong answer, but in your opinion, what do you think causes this disparity in the way the system is in Africa, specifically Nigeria, versus other parts of the world?
African leaders
Terrible.
are terrible is an understatement. It's like they wake up and eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it's called corruption. You know, they don't care. We don't have selfless leaders, leaders that have empathy. Our leaders lack empathy. Our leaders lack compassion. They don't care about the people, because when you look at the fact that these are facilities, some of these facilities have been like that for over 40 years, and every year there is a budget. There is a annual budget for those facilities. Who's eating those money? What's happening? So it's just a matter of we lack compassionate and visionary leaders in Africa, because in this other side of the world, their leaders they think generational. Africans think right now. What can I eat?
Instant gratification.
What can I eat out of this? So rather than see it as, let's build a facility that is a world standard that will last for the next 20 years. They don't care about that. Like, by that time, I'm not even here. When you have leaders that continue to think, by that time, I'm not here, you continue to have a failed economy. You continue to have an underdeveloped country. Giant of Africa, giant of Africa. I don't even see the G that spelled the giant, don't fall, come out. Giant of Africa.
Yeah, brother, I definitely feel your pain, and
yeah, man, it's sad. I won't even lie to you.
If you're still tuning right now, you're working with the Afro Search Cruise Friday night, and we have the humble
Lamboginny in the building.
Yes,
yes, and we're talking prison reform.
Uh-huh.
All right, so let's pick up blessings. Let's pick up right where we left off. So we have the corruption effect, I would say, in Africa as a whole, but it's really not synonymous to Africa. Corruption goes on here as well, and I'll one up you on the corruption bit. So the corruption is there.
Yeah.
The judicial system, in my opinion, also needs a bit of an overhaul. And more importantly, and this is probably synonymous to Africa alone, who you be syndrome. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
Because like you started off on the show, a lot of people are there for crimes that they've not been charged for.
Innocent, bro.
Basically just holding. Innocent people.
Bro.
Innocent people, exactly.
Bro, it's sad. It's sad.
So how do we fight that in Africa?
So you see, there is corruption in every part of the world. But the reason why other parts of the world are developed is because leaders are held accountable. Accountability is important, like in America right now, if you embezzle money, by the grace of God, you're going to get to court. They will drag you. You have to provide it. You have to, you have to be accountable. You might be able to escape it, but you're talking about a country, but Africa do not have that check and balance. Who is checkmating our government? I'll give you a good example. A local government chairman that was living within the local government, managing himself before he became the chairman. 2 years into becoming a local government chairman, he has bought a house on the island. Which salary?
Wow.
And which salary? And nobody's going to hold him accountable, right? Nobody is going to question him. And that is how it is, and that is how it climbs up the ladder. So when there is a budget allocation, people are cutting budgets, money that is meant for something. Some people will delay it, use it for something else. Nobody's holding anybody accountable. Why? There's too much godfatherism. Don't, if you touch him, you are offending somebody else. You're offending this godfather. You're offending.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, we have generational godfathers living in an undeveloped country.
Shout outs to shout outs to everybody in the on the Facebook like now live. We have some questions for you from people out here tuned in right now.
Yeah.
But once a shout outs to them. We are tuned in right now with Lamboginny, prison advocates, Nigerian, representing the whole world and those that are underprivileged to be able to have a voice to speak for themselves in situations when it involves the law. If you have questions, put it in the group right now. He's here to answer your questions.
We'll definitely get them across to Lamboginny.
Yes.
But before we go into the questions, true story. So I lived in Lagos for, like I stated earlier on, the better parts of my formative years. And on the street I lived on, I'm sorry. Back then it was two parties, PDP and ADP, or I think it was. Right?
I forgot. Is it APP or not APC?
Maybe it started with A.
Yeah.
No, APC is the
latest. Yeah,
like the vigilante group.
No, APC is the new. Because now we have PDP and APC, and APC is Buhari right now. APC is the one in power.
Okay. So back then we had two parties, and we had two major parties, kind of like we have in the United States, and several minor parties that, they had their own independence here and there. And on my street, so my father and a few other people, you know how it is there. Like,
of course.
Tie your own roads, you build your own gutters, you're literally your own government. You provide your own water supply, you provide your own electricity. So they did all of that, and it was like, okay, how do we get the roads paved? So they petitioned the state government, and according to the state government records, for the past 6 years, they had touched up my street. Meanwhile, the street was still dirt. It was the residents of the neighborhood who actually did the gutter, but the actual street itself was dirt. I guess they just decided not to pave the street and put some asphalt on. So fast forward maybe 3-4 years after they petitioned the state government, it's like, okay, on record, we've done this, yada, yada, yada. But we're only going to do it up to such and such section, because if you step 10 feet, this person belongs to PDP. So they did my entire neighborhood, and literally, I kid you not, 10 feet away from my house, they stopped paving the streets because there was a woman who lived within that 10-foot radius who belonged to your opposition party. And there was nothing anyone else could do
about it.
And and you probably don't have the answers, but I just want you to kind of speak on that. So whoever's listening to the show right now could get a sense of what we experience in Nigeria as Africans and the kind of corruption we have to deal with to survive.
So you see, what you've just said is part of the problem, but let me even break it down for you in a deeper way, in a deeper analysis. You have a country that does not have basic. What is basic? Good road, water, electricity, good health care, education, right? When this governor or when this party is in power, they start a project. When their tenure is over, the next person coming in will say, that is not my project. I want to start my own project, forgetting that he only has a limited time as well. So at the end of the day, there is no continuity in development, regardless of your party in Nigeria. And who suffers for that? The poor citizens. It's the people that suffer for it, right? So that's one of the biggest challenge we have in terms of development, regardless of the sitting, what's it called? Regardless of the sitting
president
power,
or whoever's in power,
whoever is in power, there should be basic development that should not be touched. Or let me say, that should not be manipulated by politics, because that is the basic need of the people. You understand? But because we lack that, that is why a party will do the road to stop at just 10 feet, just because, oh, this person, it belongs to. Now, see, a good example is we're dealing with coronavirus, right? Coronavirus does not know party, does not know power, does not know rich, and does not know the poor. The coronavirus is a common enemy. That is how a country that loves its people is supposed to operate. What do I mean by that? Develop the country regardless of your religion, your party, your class, rich, whether you're high, middle class, below middle class, or whatever it is that you are. But we don't have that in Nigeria. We don't. As I'm talking to you, if you fly back home, by the grace of God, you will not be surprised that that road is still dusty. And if it is not dusty, if they've done it, maybe the road has already gone bad. You probably will hear, oh, they did it, but it has gone bad already before you came back. So I think that's
no, you don't even have to ask. I was in Nigeria 2000, no, last year, and I traveled through Ogba, I traveled through Okoba, and literally ditches that will swallow up a whole Hayas van.
bless you. Now
Like,
you're seeing. Now you're talking.
why?
Back to what you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
I grew up in Itire, and
Of
me and you
course.
are blood and
It's your
brothers
boy.
from roots, and we all know that the way the system works, not just the way the system works now, is the way the leaders think. Is these people don't know anything,
Yeah.
and it's our own duty, like I always do, like he always does as well. Is we always try to enlighten people that try and
Yep.
know, those that are leading you. Try and know your rights. Try and work towards getting what these people are in the office for to do for you. It's not just about, oh, they're giving you what you need now. It's about it's not about instant gratification, it's about delayed gratification. Don't follow what they are giving you right now. Follow
They
what
are not even
the
giving them
impact
anything
is.
right now. They just give them a bag of rice and two loaf of bread with their pictures over it.
And hunger will make you receive anything with so much love without having to think about 10 hours after what
Yes,
the
definitely.
impact of what they are doing to you is. It's like a long-term psychological effect on you. You get what I'm
It
saying?
almost feels like an average politician is an opportunist.
Yep.
Yeah.
They just, every opportunity to take advantage of the people, they want to jump on it. How can they blow the budget out of proportion? What is the loophole to siphon money? It's almost like purposely the government has kept a group of people in poverty. Why? So they can be controlled and manipulated year in, year out. But yet they send their own children to the best of schools across the world. They send their children to the best of hospitals across the world. And then when their children graduate, they come back to continue to manipulate, the system. But this is the thing. And this is where I am not going to stop talking. Even if our grandfather's generation and our father's generation were manipulated, we should not allow ourselves to be manipulated. We have a stronger voice.
So that's a perfect segue into my next train of thought. So I'm in my late 30s, early 40s. I'm not going to give my info up on.
You're not an old man. You're not an old man.
16,
yes. Under 16.
So here's my dilemma. Here's my dilemma.
Yeah.
So most of the people in my generation and 10, maybe 15 years ahead of my generation, they share the same sentiments that you have of Africa, specifically Nigeria, being corrupt, leaders, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
But when you ask each and every single one of them, what would you do when you're in power? Their response is, Africa is already doomed. I'm going to steal as much as I can until I get out. What are your thoughts on that? Like, how because someone like me, I like in my own little way, I want to do as much as I can for my motherland. But if this is a mindset of even the fresh generation that we're looking to put in power or give positions where they can actually effect change, if they're more of the same nasty habits that we all grew up with, where's the change going to come from?
So you see, they are talking like that, or they are saying that because the older generation, they've seen the older generation get away and walk away with lack of accountability.
Okay.
If what they are saying is that, oh, Mr. So stole some money or embezzled money and is already in prison for the past 5 years, do you think any of them will say that? None of them would dare say that.
Oh, okay.
The
so what I'm getting
put,
is, if we reform the judicial system, perhaps things
not just
might
the judicial
head.
system.
Okay.
Not just the judicial system. If we begin to hold leaders accountable, once you put accountability in there, whereby you had a budget of 100 billion, you said you were going to build a road, the road is not built, but yet you've bought 5 houses in and out of the country, take you to court, and the law is served and you are found guilty. If any young boy, I am sure we have over 50 politicians in Nigeria that if you check right now, they probably should end up in prison. Let the law, yes, let the law take its course, and let it be that they are being held accountable. Go back and ask those young people. They will tell you, no, when I get there, I'm going to do my job. I don't want to go to prison. But a system without consequence. Everybody, see, we are all grown men. Imagine you have a son. Today, your son broke a plate. You didn't caution him. You tapped him in the head and hailed him. Hey. Tomorrow, your son picked up another thing and broke the windscreen of your car. You say, hey, good boy. Don't be surprised if you come back home the next day, he has burnt down your house. He will burn it down with a smile on his face because he will expect you to come back and say, what? Hey.
You're doing good.
But if that first time he messed up, you held him or her accountable, he wouldn't even try the second time, not to talk about the third time.
Lambo, so I have I'm just looking up on the Facebook chat right now, and we have some interesting comments. Yeah. So Kwabena, my brother from Ghana, says Africa needs to get out of this religious stuff, which is the last form of slavery that they left behind. And I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but I have my personal thoughts on religion and holding people back and being complacent, essentially.
I will go deep for you.
What are your thoughts on? Go ahead.
What is the guy's name from Ghana? Akwaba.
Kwabena.
Yeah, I'm greeting him Akwaba. You know, I'm greeting. I'm
Akwaba. Shout out to. Before you go into that conversation,
no, let's do it.
Lamboginny has, I don't know, somewhat root from Ghana.
Ghana,
okay.
Okay.
Ghanaian root.
Okay. Yeah. All right. You have Ghanaian?
So, yeah, you have the Ghanaian root.
Yeah, my grandma is Ghanaian.
All right. Is grandma still with us?
No, she's with the Lord. Okay. We lost grandma in 2010. Yeah.
Bless grandma soul.
So this is my thing about religion. When you don't understand what we call faith in action, right? You would remain blindfolded. I'll give you a good example. In Nigeria or in Africa, when they see a pothole, they will stand over it and start praying, Father, Lord, fill this pothole. Father, Lord, fill this pothole. Father, Lord, fill this pothole. All you need to do to fill that pothole, leave God alone. Pick a shovel, get stones, gravel, and do the job. Stop using religion See, no matter how you want to do it, you can't replace certain things. Action is action, right? Faith is faith. But unfortunately, my African brothers and sisters, this is part of the manipulation I'm telling you about, because there's so much corruption within. Even when coronavirus came out, you heard some pastors already were saying, I'm going to cure corona. Come to church. Don't worry about what the government is saying. Forget about it. Why are they saying all of that? Greed. Go back and check the history. In 1918, when the Spanish flu came out, they shut down churches. They shut down everywhere. Because this is science. Everybody, your religion is your religion. Stop mistaking that. So Africa has been baptized with the lies and misinterpretation of religion. There is something I used to say to people. African parents are busy sending their children to go and pray in night vigil 7 days a week. The Chinese man is sending his children to the factory to learn how to manufacture and become innovative. Now, two sets of children or two children in two different parts of the world doing two different things. At the end of the day, the Chinese child has produced a phone, a gadget. The Nigerian child who has been going to church for 7 days, praying, finally his uncle or his father managed to dash him money. He goes and buy that thing. He will come on Sunday and give testimony. Praise the Lord. I have been praying.
Okay, so
I'm
Lambo, let me put you on the spot right now.
Yes.
So, in your opinion, is Africa, specifically Nigeria, ready for? I don't even want to call it fanaticism, but do you think religion in Africa and Nigeria should take a back burner to science and common sense?
Well, coronavirus has proven it. It's clear. It's clear.
For those that are ready to accept the reality of things, because not everybody's ready to accept corona.
See, let me even explain it to you. It's not about you ready to accept things or not. You see, when the federal government, the federal government is the federal government. It's not a religious group. And the federal government recognizes churches or all religious groups as an organization or as an institution, right? When the law was passed that all organizations, workplaces, and blah, blah should be shut down, you see that they did not give exemption to religion. That is a backbench already.
Georgia and Texas.
You understand? That is already a backbench. We're talking science. There is no
instruction.
See, bro, no deceit. I always tell people this. Don't make God look funny. Don't try to make God look stupid, because God himself knows. Even the Bible says, "Thou shalt not tempt thy Lord, the Lord thy God."
Yep.
Right? No pastor, I repeat, can cure coronavirus, can cure HIV/AIDS. Forget all that formula. Forget all that washy that they've been doing on their platforms. You understand? So I hope that this will go a long way to tell people that one of the ways to remain pure in your spirit. I don't know if you saw a video. Of an officer, that was going around shutting down the churches in Nigeria. The guy was quoting Bible to the pastors that refused to obey the law of the land.
Yes, ignorance is bliss for a lot of people. But
you understand? You understand? Yeah. So it's unfortunate, but my brothers, right now, religion in Nigeria has taken a backbench
till the corona is over, and
Yes,
Lambo.
Yeah.
It looks like we're gonna have you here longer than we had actually scheduled, because the questions just keep coming in.
I'm here for them. That's
okay.
Why we're
Cool. All right, I hope we have nothing else to do for the next 30 minutes or so.
I'm here.
We have a question from Delphine. Question is often associated with the older generation. Is the younger generation following the steps of the older generation? Since most are not industrious, and looking for quick money, or are they finding resistance when they try to be transparent?
So there are two ways to that. It is the mixture of both laziness and resistance. Now, resistance would always be there. Resistance and obstacles will always be there, right? Even when you are not lazy. Now, it will take only people that are truly ready and dedicated and have empathy and are interested in the development of the continent or their community or the society, to push through that resistance. I'll give you a good example. When I started my prison project in Nigeria, I faced a lot of resistance. But because I am not lazy, I went head to head with my resistance. And when they saw that, this boy keeps coming back, bro, I'm one of those guys that if you tell me no, be ready that I'm going to knock on your door 20 more times. I'm like, yo, I just came to check if you truly mean no.
All right. Shout out to all those Jehovah's Witnesses, because that's what they do.
They keep knocking the door.
Yo, I didn't even know you were going to go there. At a point, I started studying those people.
Wow.
Okay. See, bro, I had to do it. And that's why I've been able to succeed in my project in Africa.
Passion.
You have to be, see, this generation must think beyond themselves. There is something I say just to help the question. This is the most educated and yet uneducated generation.
Most enlightened, most claiming to be woke, and all of that.
You know why? I'll tell you why. This generation has information that our fathers did not have. Yet they act like they don't have it.
They don't use it wisely.
They don't even use it. And you see, like she said, they are lazy, they want quick money. A lot of these young people today want quick money. But I've been hearing quick money since I was in my teenage age. Since I was a teenager, right?
American wonder.
But I told myself, I said, hey, I will do the work. I will go through the process and build something. And you see, bro, at the end of the day, it's all about looking at yourself and say, did I play my part in the development of my country or of my society? So it is, I hope I have been able to answer that question. It is a mixture. It is a mixture of both. But truly, if one of the greatest advice I received in my life, if you truly want something, you will find a way around it.
Yes,
when definitely. There's a way.
There's a way. All right, so we have another comment, not a question per se, from our brother in Ghana. Trust me, if the police, I can't speak tonight. Trust me, if the politicians were allowed to swear by the gods with alcohol, they would not be fooling around with this Bible and Quran. With this Bible and Quran oath that they swear and turn around to steal. Do you really think they have a conscience when they put their hands on the Bible? My personal opinion is no, because I've seen people swear on their great-great-grandmothers and their unborn children and all of that. So Kwamena has a comment. He says, if we made or compelled these politicians and leaders to swear on a Bible or Quran, there will be more, what's the word I'm looking for? Not they
will be afraid now. That one not the waste time.
Yes, now it's instant.
Okay, so you agree that if we made them swear on a Quran or any other holy book,
so this is my thing, right?
Apt to do what they're.
This is my thing. Because I'm a Christian and I have my beliefs. Again, this is my opinion. God also has a way of dealing with all these politicians. Right? It's just that we might not like the process or the method of how they will get their punishment, right? But the African gods, well,
it's instant judgment.
Now instant judgment, you do this, gas, you get it immediately, but then again, I don't think. Look at the ending of most African politicians. Their ending are so terrible. It's horrible. And I don't know why the others have not learned from that, just to do the right thing, and it's a sad situation. Every day when I think about Africa, when I think about our leaders, my heart breaks. That what happened to, what happened to those selfless leaders? Integrity. What happened to integrity? What happened to morals? What happened to discipline? What happened to our? What happened? Where did we go wrong?
There's this saying that goes, and is actually very realistic and applicable to generally for everybody. They say it's religion is the opium of the poor-minded, poor in the sense of intellectual. When they say poor-minded, they say poor, not financially poor. Poor in having an open mind to understand that if they tell you that 2 + 2 is 3, you need to be able to look into it and say 2 and 2 = 4, not 3 or 1.5. Why is it 1.5 when you tell me 1.5? So question that. And this what you're saying right now is actually applicable to everything in life, because he knows about a certain situation right now that I told him about. I'm into music and all of that, and it happens to artists as well. They tell you, they give you a contract and tell you, oh, this is what the contract is about. Boy, when you don't read into it, you don't read the ifs and buts.
So okay, my brother,
Lambo, before you Lambo, pause. Yes. Before you jump into that, so we have another comment. It's crazy because Africans are so strict on morals. LOL. Africans are so strict on morals, but we have such going on with the younger generation and the older generation.
There is. So what I've discovered about that morals is Africans are strict on morals when it favors them.
Yep.
Agba.
It's called
when
relative.
When it favors them,
it's all relative. Yes.
You see them talk about morals. When somebody steals a politician money, you will see him in front of TV shouting and everything. But when he's stealing money, you don't see him anywhere. So the morals is, that's it. When it favors them, they are high on morals. When it's not in their favor, then they kick against it. I hope I helped that brother that made that comment. And that's why it looks like that's why it looks like in a land where it looks like there is so much morals, yet things are not right. I used to say something, right? Africa is like a community car. Africa is like a community car. Everybody will say, oh, the neighbors have given the cow food. The neighbors are also saying, there is no need, don't give that cow food. I'm sure our next door neighbor has given the cow food. At the end of the day, the cow is going to bed, hungry. Because everybody assumed that this person has given the cow food. But when they wake up tomorrow morning, they come with their knife to cut out of the meat of the cow.
So I will backtrack a bit, and y'all are probably not gonna like me very much for this, but my personal opinion. So I'm not big on religion. I embrace spirituality.
Same here.
Big difference, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel that religion was a way to, because I've read several texts from Herbert Macaulay, which irks me every time I'm in Lagos and I see Herbert Macaulay Way or Herbert Macaulay, like just thinking back on what he actually stood for. And there's this other French guy. So in my mind, and based on the little knowledge I've gained, I'm like, okay, Africa is not ready for religion. Let's go back to our ancient religions.
No, let's go back. Mistake. Africa is not ready for the reality outside of religion.
No. I get what you're saying. Like I can relate to that. But before Christianity, before Islam, because both religions are relatively new.
They're the same.
And here's where I stand. So both religions are proponents of the fact that you have to know me or you're going to hell. Right? But Africans existed several, not quite thousands. Well, close to thousands, but several hundreds of years that I can confirm with data and text and well, not quite pictures, but drawings, ancient drawings that Africans have existed from this point to this point. So are you trying to tell me that an all-knowing and omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent God created Africans for several hundreds of years, not knowing him, so they can go to hell? And don't answer the question. I'm not gonna put you in that spot. Right. But my point is, I just feel like Africans are too dependent on a foreign religion for us to make any headway. So going back to your comments,
sorry, before you go,
yeah.
Have you ever visited any of the slavery point of entry in Badagry?
Several of them. I literally in Lagos, yes. So my father was from Ogun State. My mom was from Ekpe. My mom was a true Lagosian, and if you know anything about Lagos, there's like 4 families that are originally from Lagos. So we had all of that. My uncles, brothers, we were all Ayo workers. No, that's not the term.
So this is where I'm going with that.
They were Ayo. So I was embedded in that culture.
Yeah. So were you aware that in most of the ports, the castle, like Elmina Castle, the Cape Coast Castle, where they were, which was the sales point of slaves, right? The slaves were kept under the churches. Were you aware?
Yes.
Up there is a church up there. Under the church, while the church service is going on, there were slaves ready to be shipped, to different parts of the world. So, my brother, I understand what you're saying. It's deeper than it's deeper, but unfortunately, I've said this over and over again. Religion was part of the tool the colony masters used to divide the land.
Okay, so that's legit what I wanted to get out of you. But you started with you're a religious person, you're Christian. I'm like, you know what? Let me not offend my brother's faith.
He's an open-minded Christian. He knows the truth.
Well, essentially,
I say the truth.
Yes.
See,
yes, that's exactly what I was getting at. And
I was born into Christianity. So Christianity is the religion that I know. But then every Christian holds it to themselves to build a personal relationship with God and ask questions and understand the God that you're calling on, the God that you're serving. Me, I will say it as it is. I will say the truth.
Ask questions.
All right, so we got a comment from my brother Corbena from Ghana. He's like, no, with several O's, thousands of years, my friends. The oldest religious writings are still in Africa, dating 5,000 years in the pyramid text. So
I knew it was thousands of years.
I stand to be corrected. Well, yeah. So that's what I say when I like to feel good with myself, but on paper,
because even the Bible, every story in the Bible, where did it happen?
In
Africa.
Egypt. My brother.
Africa.
They took the African
story, or the Middle East.
They took the African story. They took it out of Africa, refined it, and imported it back to us, which is still going on. We export our crude oil. We export almost everything out of Africa. They refine it and then they bring it back to us. A good example, France as a country does not have any form of mineral resources. Where do they get all the resources they're using to build France or to develop France? They get it from Africa. They export it out of there. They refine it and then they ship it back to Africa. Unfortunately, we have not had leaders that will truly stand up for Africa.
Funny part is during this whole Corona period, for those that are not like exposed, enlightened, and able to see beyond what they are being told, that same France sent money back to Africa in billions.
Kwabena just said, "Bam!" Lamboginny just said it. Carry on, JD.
They sent money back to African countries. Try to cut down on the money that Africa owes back to Europe, because as it goes, Africa owes Europe money according to what they are saying, instead of actually the reality of things, because we deserve more than what we are giving back to the world. We
See,
go to
bro,
school, we read, we do all these things, all in the favor of the Western world.
you know why they would invest back in Africa now? My brother, the farm that you are getting your food from, do you think it's the supermarket that is giving you the food you're buying? It's not the supermarket. The food in the supermarket came from a farm. And then you heard that the farm is about to burn down. What will you do? You will do everything to protect the farm. That's what they are protecting their source.
Their interests.
Because see, their interest. If anything happens to Africa, bro, Africa is the economy of the world.
Yes, so
if anything happens to Africa, all these other countries will fade off in no time. How are they going to survive? Yes, of course, you will see them donate in billions.
Sorry to cut you short right now. You have tuned into the Afro Sword show. We are here right now with Lamboginny, prison advocates, advocate,
and entertainer.
An entertainer.
Yeah,
never leave that out.
Yes.
I
never talk that one since. So.
Okay, so the chat we
say I will come up from this show now. I know we see one show collect self.
Lambo. So the chat with you was so interested that we just kind of lost our train of thought.
No.
So wait. Allow me now. I love it. Condomize. That is like one of my favorite tracks ever. When you wrote that tune.
I wrote that song.
Wait, hold on. JD, drop that tune.
You still owe me exclusive right where give me to play that song first. Because I heard that song first. It was dropped first in New York. For those that are tuning right now, Lamboginny is also using music as a source, as a way to reach out to people around the world, to spread positive message to the youths.
Always,
so ladies and gentlemen,
always.
We are going to drop Condomize right about. The first time I had this track, I was bawling, like laughing at dead.
The conversation is still going on right now, but we'll just play you music to let you sink in and enjoy the show. Afro Start Show right now, Lamboginny, DJ J, DJ Yaki. If you're tuning right now, make sure you put a fire emoji in the group. Lamboginny right here, Condomize. Yes. Once you press play, you cannot rewind it. Before you run the red lights, commando. Strap it up right now if you know you're going out tonight. Condomize.
Shout out to all the waist man and waist woman. Strap up. Hey.
Roll it.
All right, that was
before you pum pum
like
condomize. Before you pum pum condomize. Before you condomize.
All right. I'm about to send you an envelope for every curse word. Every curse word you drop on air. You put
sorry.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
Yeah. Okay.
Shout out to everybody tuned in right now. You're rocking with Afro Sword Show, Afro Sword Crew, DJ Yaki, DJ J. We got Lamboginny, prison reform advocate.
All right. So just catching up on the chat. We got David saying heartbreaking issues going on in Africa. We got Kwabena, my brother from Africa. They use African historical events and superimpose their characters on it. From Abraham to Roman, Jesus is all made up. K-Show, my brother. My Niger on air personality. Is that Lambo?
Brother,
tell him K-Show says
that's
what's up.
My brother,
Lambo, K-Show says what's up.
Man. That's my brother. That's my
that is my family. Like blood.
Lamboginny. Now family roots.
Man, K-Show. Right like we used to run Ibadan back in the day before he entered UI.
Yo, K-Show knew me.
He said what's up.
K-Show knew me when I was like, I didn't even understand what I was doing with my life. Yo, he's known me even before I could even understand music. That's my long-time brother right there.
Keisho is fam. So interesting story about Keisho, and he's probably listening to this. And the only reason why I say this is because JD tackled me like 2 weeks ago or so about it. Keisho is like a year and a half older than me. But every time he meets me on social media, he's like, Aburu, I'm like, Aburu.
He's allowed.
I'm like, yo, fam, I love you. I love you. It's all right. It's all right. You can make me look like I'm 10 years younger than you. Yeah.
For those that don't know, this is an entertainment crew, entertainment farm, entertainment, all of that. And at the same time, we're trying to share the gospel of Africa to the world. If you're tuned in right now, make sure you share the stream with your friends. Let them know. Let them come in and comment, and let them let us know how they feel.
Yes,
we're trying to develop Africa.
Definitely. Keisho, if you're listening in, send Lambo a text and tell him how I got lost in Ibadan. And what's her name now? Auntie Elizabeth. Auntie Elizabeth was going frantic looking for me, lost in Ibadan.
Keisho OG, man. He's known me since I was like a little boy. Like, when I never even knew to be music properly, sir.
That's fine right there. That's fine right
Yo, there. Keisho, good man, good guy.
All right,
great guy.
So we play What Less. That's like worldly music. What Less music. I said What Less. We play Condomize. Sorry. And that's What Less music. So let's talk about United Nations.
It's not What Less music. You know why I say
No. Don't get mad at me, bro. What Less in the soca sense is like vibey music. That's what that means.
Okay.
Doesn't mean it's No. I respect your craft, and I respect every single piece of work you put out.
I even wanted to just say that, the older you get, the more you understand certain things and what you were taught when you were younger. A medical doctor is a medical doctor, right? Whether he decides to treat you in his house, or he decides to treat you in a big hospital or in a small hospital or inside an ambulance, a medical doctor is a medical doctor. Musicians are born to pass message, whether they decide to do it on a fast beat, a slow beat, a soca beat. So when I started hearing, when I was younger, I didn't understand, gospel, secular, non-secular. Bro, a musician is a prophet, speaking his mind on every kind of reading. And that's why Condomize is a big tune,
Massive tune. That's my favorite Lambo tune. Yo, you saw the video from like 4 months ago.
That song
the first time I heard the track, I went mad. JD was like, yo, Yaki. You saw the video.
I saw the video.
I'm like, what the heck is he saying? I'm like, but I like it.
Yo, you know how I composed that song? I wrote that song in Ghana. I was in a leadership program, and they gave us an assignment and said, if you are in charge of the healthcare and you have so many young children, teenagers, dropping out of school because of, teenage pregnancy, and you have so many people getting affected by HIV/AIDS, what will you do to create awareness? A lot of people were trying to come up with ideas, and I composed that song, and I won the presentation for that project.
Yeah.
And I took it from there. I took it from there to the studio to record it as a song.
You definitely deserve to win that presentation. Right. Here's what Keisho is saying. Now all of us, they run streets together. So tell me about your street runnings with Keisho.
So I knew Keisho when it was Keisho and 6-0. Right?
Yeah,
in OJB studio.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Why you forget that?
Yeah. From way back in the day. And if you're a Surulere boy, say you be street boy now.
Confirmed.
From the Olaya angle to all the Lungu, all the everywhere, all the corner, you must represent. So
all the Ojolegba.
All the, man, Keisho, it's been a long time. I'm no get problem. You know,
Uh,
he's a
okay.
reality. He's a realistic guy. You know, he says what is
Biggest
on his
a-hole
mind.
ever, but I love him to death. That's my fam. So we got a
See, he
comment in the
doesn't.
chat room. Go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead. My bad.
No, I was just going to say he doesn't. He doesn't tell you white when it is black. If he see, if Kesho, you know, if you do a bad song, he will look at you and say, "Oh boy, this song will go." You know, Shiena, only call Lele now. So call Lele.
Real,
Yeah.
You know
real,
how they
real,
like.
real.
You know how he likes to mix his English and Yoruba.
You know, say
Did you ever catch the lisp too? You know, Keisho has an R factor.
we sat down together in the
Can't
car
say
together,
rice.
and we played tune for him, and he let us know exactly how he feels about the tune. You know, being real is very, very important in the industry we in, the world we live
Yeah,
in. You know, being real to people, telling them how you feel about everything you do.
that's
Shout out to
Kesho,
everybody
man.
tuned in right now. We're locked in and discussing all about Africa development, reforms, and all of that. We
Yeah,
Lamborghini, also called
blessings,
Yinka Lawansin, from
No,
Sulere,
don't drop his
Ghana
government.
Connect, you know, and all of that is involved in the industry,
blessings,
you know.
All right, so we got a
blessings,
couple of
man.
comments. We got
Yes, please.
one more
Let's have
comment
it.
from Ghanaian brother. This guy is so open-minded. I can't even breathe. I love it. So for
Blessings.
an African man to tell you that you're open-minded and he's feeling your vibe, yo, Lambo, bless up,
Big up.
bless up.
Blessings, man. Blessings, brother.
Definitely enjoy you on the show. So regularly would have cut you off about like 20 minutes ago, but we're going for
I
like an
know.
hour and
We are
15
enjoying
minutes.
this.
Yeah, no, pure vibes. No music a beat, but just pure vibes and pure
Yo,
facts
see,
and
at the end of the
pure
day,
knowledge.
brother, when we are well informed, we will dance to the music even with a better feeling. You know,
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
when we are more informed, we will enjoy the music better. Because
Mm.
let me tell you why I became very interested in the development of our continent as a musician. I studied the system and I discovered that musicians are only remembered after these policymakers have taken the decision over our life and they want to unwind. And so we've made the decision, you know, either to destroy their lives or to make it better. Let's do after party. Who can we call? Let's call Lamborghini to come and perform. So I said, no, I don't want to be,
Condomize.
yeah. But I said to myself, I don't want to just be the guy they call when they've made decisions over our lives. I want to be the guy present on the table of that decision making so I can protect the interest of my people. You know, so that's why I love this show. We educate ourselves when we are better on when we are better informed, and now we can go and party and chop jollof rice.
Yes. Yes, my brother, it was definitely a pleasure having you on the show. I'm not gonna let you go
Blessings.
right now. I got one more comment that says Nigerian people are not ready to speak about sexuality. And I guess that came from when you were in Ghana and you were tasked with dropping a tune or dropping a verse that just
Yeah.
kind of combated that. So Olori, that's her name on Facebook, Olori. She says Nigerian people are not ready to have them sexual conversations. So can you just drop one or two lines for Olori before we drop United Nations and let you get back to wifey?
Yes, I am you, and you are me. Together we are United Nations. I am you, and you are me. Together we are United Nations. That's a brand new one I did with my brother. I wrote that song while I was in a conference for the United Nations. I was invited by the United Nations to speak at a conference, and that's how I got inspiration to write that song. And I brought my brother Korede Bello on it. And
Shout out to Korede Bello
yeah,
on that
Korede
tune.
Bello on the tune. And we're just grateful for the love the song is receiving from Rwanda, from the UK, from America here, Singapore, Indonesia. Like people are beginning to, just tune into the music from different part of the world, and we're grateful for that. So that's the new one we're pushing right now.
Shout out to everybody Tuned in right now. You're rocking with the Afro Surge crew Friday night, and we're letting you all know, enlightening you about Africa, about the world, about coronavirus, about those that are less privileged, less enlightened, locked up right now. Shout outs to the man they call Lamboginny, with the movement, making it happen for everybody that doesn't have a voice to talk, to let people know that they are innocent, that they are ready to make Africa, the black race, the black generation move forward in the world we live in right now.
Yes,
If you
sir.
are tuned in right now, make sure you share the stream with your friends. Let them know that we are right here every Friday. We have Lamborghini, we have everybody we need to let us know and be informed about life. This tune right here to play right now is by the man Lamborghini and the man they
Yes,
call
yes,
Corey
yes,
de
yes.
Bello. It's called United Nations. It's all
Yes,
about
sir.
peace, love, one unity,
Unity.
and make sure that all black people are good all around the world. Make sure you share this with your friend right now. Lamborghini, what's good, my brother?
Yes,
It's all
sir.
about
Black
one
people
unity.
and all people, all people, all people.
Yes, yes,
I'm
yes.
not leaving without you. Don't you leave
Yes, sir.
without me. We can shine bright together like the
Like the
stars
stars
in the
in the
sky.
sky.
If I fall, please pick me up.
Yes,
'Cause
sir.
if you fall, I'll pick you up. We are stronger together. We are one forever. 'Cause I'm you and me. Together we are United Nations. I am you and me. Together we are United Nations. I am you and me. Together we are United Nations. I am you.
Shout out to my brother Lamborghini on this one.
Together
We are
Blessings.
united. That's the only way Africa is going to make a headway. Sheesh. This is the Afro Social 2020 summer anthem right here. United Nations. It's not about Jones. It's not about walk up. It's not about whining. It's not about twerking. It is all about United Nations. If we can't unite, we can't do none of them things there.
Mm.
If I fall, would you catch me? 'Cause I know get another brother. 'Cause you are my brother, my sister. We're stronger together. Can we let love take the lead?
I am you and me. Together we are United Nations. I am you and me. Together we are
United Nations. Gee, I wish I could sing.
That's everybody can sing. As long as you can speak, you can sing.
You know what?
Yo, man.
You know what? I always said that. Like, you just gotta train your voice. Everyone can sing if you can
As
speak.
long as you can speak,
But
you
guess
can
what?
sing.
I am a firm believer in that modus operandi too. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're still tuning to Afro Surge. We're vibing with my brother DJ Yaki and DJ JD, vibing on Lamborghini.
Blessings.
So before we let you go, we played. Yes, bless. We played United Nations, and we kind of got a scoop of what made you tick and the kind of work you've done so far.
Yeah.
So for people who want to kind of support your movement or assist what you're doing, how can all of that happen?
They can follow me on Instagram. They can reach out to me through our website. They can reach out to me through social media platform. There are different things that my organization is focused on at this moment. We're focused on prison reform. We're also focused on helping communities with relief food items during this COVID-19. So If you follow me at Lamboginny on Instagram, LAMBOGINNY at Lamboginny, reach out to me, tell me what you want to do, how you want to support people. A lot of people supporting us, by making donations to our organization. Some people support us by just helping us spread the message of our organization. Some people support, by, giving us their time. So there are different ways one can be of help in this time, So follow me on Instagram at Lamboginny, LAMBOGINNY. Follow me on Twitter. You can check out our website. It's called I believe in Africa.org. I'll take that again. I believe in Africa.org. That's my organization, registered NGO in Nigeria. And here in America, we have a registered organization as well, in the state of Connecticut. It's called Saving All Lives Together, SALT Incorporation. So these are all the ways that, so while we're building, helping in Africa, we're also helping here in America. So, hey, those are the ways you can reach out to me and, show your love and support.
Yeah, thank you so much, my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. We just vibed out with Lamboginny, prison advocate, musician. He does so much work for Africans, people of color, and just people who are oppressed in general. And
be you white, black, purple.
Absolutely,
as long as you are a human being.
Guess what?
You are oppressed.
My brother is married to a Caucasian sister, and we love him, we love her. It's all love. So this is someone who actually cares about the cause. This is someone who has experienced both sides of the cause, and we're definitely glad to have him on the show. We're gonna be posting links on how you can contact Lamboginny on the AfroSearch page, bro. Thank you so much. You have no idea how grateful. We've been trying to set this up for like 3 months.
Yeah.
It was like, how can we make the trip from Connecticut to here? It was like, what? Coronavirus made us think outside the box. I'm like, JD, let's make this happen right here, right now.
Let's make it happen. Blessings, man.
Massachusetts to bless us with more inspiration, more talk about, our helping Black people all over the world to get it right.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother, for coming in tonight on the show. We
appreciate
my
people.
Hold on. Before I let you go, someone's on the Facebook Live and someone said put one of your links. What's your Facebook link?
So my Facebook is Yinka Lamboginny Lawson.
Okay, that's too much work. Kwabena, you have my number. Text me. I will link you with Lamboginny.
Yeah. Blessings, man. Blessings.
Bless up, brother.
Before we go on the show tonight, to make sure that Lamboginny is here with us while we play that inspirational tune. We Corridor Bailo is called United Nations.
Without you, don't you leave without me.
Yes.
We can shine bright together like the stars in the sky.
Yes.
If I fall, please pick me up. Cause if you fall,
Lambo, nod your head right now if you hear the tune right now playing.
We are strong.
I need you to nod your head and clap your hands.
Yes, sir.
Cause I am you, you are
yes.
me.
I am you, you are me. Together we together. We are united. Yes.
You are me. Together we are united nation. I am you are me. Together we are united.
Unity is the power right here, right now. Yes.
You are me. Together we are united nations. Everybody.
If you're tuning right now, you're rocking with the AfroSearch crew on Lamboginny. United Nation, that's the vibe, that's the feeling. Oh, that shit out with your friends. That's how we do it every day, every time. Tell a friend, tell another friend. We're united.
Yes, sir.
a bird in the free sky.
We've been rocking with the man they call Lamboginny, United Nations, prison reforms.
If I fall, will you catch me?
Yes, will you catch me if I fall? Lamboginny will catch me if I fall.
You are my brother, my sister, we're stronger together. Can we let love take the lead?
Let's go.
Yes, I am you, and I am me. Together, we are united. I am you. Lamboginny, say that to them.
Yes,
Together,
you and me, I am you.
We are United
Together,
Nations.
we are United Nations,
Yes.
brothers.
Tell a friend, tell another friend. Afro Search crew, united we stand. Divided we fall.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yo.
So this right here is my favorite Lambo track.
Run the tune.
Sound like a joke thing, but like listen to the message.
This song right here talks.
Shout out to Lamboginny on this one. This one's called Condomize. There we go.
Strap it on right
JD.
now.
Hey.
You want to every girl you see, but you're not ready for a family. You wanna give her a big belly with no future promises. Remember, once you press play, you cannot rewind it. Slow down.
Let we go. Let we go. Let we go. Let we go. Check. Condomize. Hey.
Condomize. Before you lose control, condomize. Before you pump, check condomize. Before you can go look condomize. Condomize. Before you
Shout out to the Ghanaian family
before you pop,
that inspired this tune right here.
Before you can go look condomize. You wanna light up your firewood and burn up the bushes. Fresh and clean, you wanna eat up them sushis. Not a Frenchman, but you distribute kisses. Not a math teacher, but you multiply x's. 6.9 minus 99 equals to minus 92.1. Angle to the right, angle to the left. Angle 6 equals to angle 9. You wanna risk it or over a shot? Whiskey, fighting Goliath, no David. Risky, but you elect a surulere. Whiskey, but you la baja. Condomize. Before you lose control, condomize.
Shout out to my brother Lambo on this tune.
Blessings.
Bad.
Condomize. Before you lose control, condomize. Before you pop champion, condomize. Before you can go look, condomize.
Hey. You're vibing up with Afro Search crew.
Me love no do shabba.